We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of. Yeah, this is Everton Blender. It's all about the young police from Jamaica. See Young Police Channel. Big up yourself. Everton Blender said that. We no afraid, we no see no one where we afraid of.
If you are tired of seeing criminals get away with murder, tired of hearing excuses for the wicked, then it's time to take action. Hit that subscription button now and stay in the loop with the Jamaica Young Police Channel. We are not here to sugarcoat. We are here to expose the truth, bring justice, and make sure the real heroes get the recognition they deserve. Don't wait for the change. Be the change. Subscribe, like, and let's make some noise and hold those criminals accountable. Justice in action. Speak up. Crime must fall. And remember that we have go inside this description box and you'll see various links to various things for the Jamaica Young Police Channel. JamaicaYoungPoliceChannel.com, where you will see articles and stuff like that. Those who like to read, and you know, we continue to give you guys exceptional material over here. So, moving on. Yes, welcome to the Jamaica Young Police Channel. To our loyal viewers, subscribers and Patreon members. At the channel, we are a group of law-abiding citizens who believe in the rule of law and respect the rights of every citizen, but not the ones who do not subscribe to such behavior. We do believe in and support preemptive strikes because they save lives. This is a logical conclusion because preemptive strikes save lives and prevent the further loss of lives. We are all about saving lives at this channel. We at the channel aid criminals with a passion and do not want them over here. We do not want your views, your subscriptions, your likes or your comments. Please go elsewhere where the red carpet is waiting for you. Over here, we want you to go to prison or the departure lounge at Madden. Moving on to today's video. Well, whenever you hear someone say Papi Show, you know, say they're literally like making, you know, fun or joke or, you know, literally dissing you intelligently. So here we go now. So, you know, today is September 4th, 2025, and yeah, you know that we have a twice convicted drug dealer. Yeah, drug dealer Timon Rear Admiral Isaac Buchanan is a criminal lawmaker. Yeah, man, in a parliament now, a pass law. So I have been warning them, you know, that one day this will happen because, you know, you have politicians on both sides of the aisles who believe in second chances. So this is it now. My question is, what about the second chances for police officers who were convicted for crime? How about letting them return to the police force and be a police officer? Because, you know, you have a convicted drug dealer who's a lawmaker. So you know that we have hit out the bottom. So there's no bottom now. And you guys have caused this. And I've warned you people, but no one listens to me because he's just a disgruntled guy. So ladies and gentlemen, many of you have heard me use the phrase Jamaica is a criminal's paradise. That is my coin. I'm the one that coined that word. If you go back and look and just type it in and you know, the various Jamaican platform like the Gleaner, Observer and various things, you will see it. Because I'm the one that's my words. I didn't, you know, register it for, you know, to get any form of compensation. But now let me be clear. I did not invent that terminology out of thin air. It was not a joke. It was not a random thought. No, it came from bitter observation and undeniable truth. The original of the term, the year was 1993 and the month was March. Jamaica stood at a crossroads. The people had before them a man named Percival James Patterson. Them call him PJ Patterson. I call him the black thief. I call PJ the black thief. How you mean? Then at that I call him the black thief. This was not a man of integrity. This was not a man of honesty. This was a man tainted, and not by rumor, but by scandal. The Iran sugar deal, the Shell waiver scandal, both bearing the fingerprints of corruption. Michael Manley himself, no saint, removed him from the cabinet because his stench of corruption was too strong. And yet, when the election came in 1993, what did the Jamaicans do? They overwhelmingly voted for this man. That was the moment I realized something horrifying. If a corrupt thief could rise to the highest office with the blessing of the people, then Jamaica was no longer a democracy. It was a criminal's paradise. I was a detective then, and I coined the term that very year. From that point forward, look at what has happened. Gunmen became community leaders, Dons became king. Most wanted man, Donovan Bulby Bennett, got a $400 million government contract, Highway 2000. Yes, while she was wanted, signed documents with the government. You can't make up these things, but I can tell you, sir, none of these things fears the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization supporters. Knowing all of these things, to them, Donovan Bulby Bennett is the man that all of them looked up to, revere, celebrated, and lauded. They put him on a pedestal. He's a role model, a man who violates other people's human rights. Criminals were worshipped in funerals bigger than state officials. Politicians and dons drank from the same cup. The message to the youth was clear. Crime pays, and pays big. If you are honest, you starve. If you are corrupt, you rise. And that is the bitter truth of Jamaica. The rise of Isaac Buchanan. Now, fast forward to 2025. We are no longer whispering about corruption. We are no longer hiding behind closed doors. We have crossed into the unthinkable. Jamaica has elevated Isaac Buchanan, a twice convicted court dealer, into parliament. Yes, this is not a bad man on the corner. This is not a DJ singing slack lyrics. This is a man writing the very laws of Jamaica. Yes, this is the new heights of the criminal's paradise. Let's not sugarcoat it. Let's not pretend. This is the reality. The criminals is now the lawmaker. And if we are being honest with ourselves, let us take this logic to the end. If today Isaac Buchanan, a convicted court dealer, twice convicted, can sit in Garden House, then tomorrow when Christopher Dudus is deported from America, tell me what moral ground will Jamaica have to stop him from contesting a seat in Parliament? Any seat where Dudus want in the Jamaica Labour Party, them have to give him, because he might done. Them afraid of Dudus, all of them, everybody in that, them afraid of him because him have people who kill for him. What argument can the People's National Party, the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization, or the Jamaican Labour Party make to bar him, when they themselves already open up the doors to criminals in politics? And let me tell you where he would win, without a doubt. Jonestown and Concrete Jungle, Kingston 12, my very own hometown. Yes, if Dudus runs there, he will win. Because the people have already proven that they are willing to give power to criminals. So Dudus is the man who can take away the seat from the PMP. May I tell you, and turn jungle in a Labour community. All them have to do, because them open up the Pandora box. Isaac Buchanan, now Dudus. Isaac Buchanan can't open him out in a time. A convicted criminal. The guy can't talk about Dudus because him just convicted once. It no matter about him a kingpin. Conviction a conviction, criminal a criminal. Now pause for a moment and think about what this means. If Jamaica is a place where corrupt men rise to Prime Minister, If Jamaica is a place where convicted drug dealers rise to parliament, if Jamaica is a place where dons could soon rise to power openly, then Jamaica is not a nation under law. Jamaica is not a democracy. Jamaica is a criminal's paradise. And I say that without any apologies. And in a criminal's paradise, who suffers? Not the dons, not the corrupt politicians, it's the poor. It is the single mother whose child is recruited into gangs. It is the farmers whose land is taken by extortionists. It is the shopkeeper who pays protection money just to stay alive. The ordinary Jamaican suffers while the criminal class thrive. So that's how we are original. So tonight I say to you, wake up. Stop normalizing corruption. Stop cheering for men who destroy your children's future. Because every time you vote for a thief, every time you celebrate a don, every time you say man must eat a food, you are not just feeding him, you are feeding the destruction of your own country. Your own country. So that's thinking. Don't think that you are destroying your neighbor. You're destroying everyone. Because eventually the beast is going to eat you too. Jamaica is already a criminal's paradise. The question is, will you help it to stay that way, or will you fight to change it? Right now, we have 5 years of Isaac Buchanan, a convicted criminal. How are they going to stop him from sworn into parliament? This is not like America where you have, various organizations out there against corrupt officials. The NIA, Jamaican for Justice, these are arms of the PMP LGBTQ plus criminal organization. They want to go off on the other side. So picture this, a parliament filled with not with lawmakers, but with lawbreakers. God knows where dons debate policies and drug lords decides your taxes. That is not a nightmare. That is the road we are on. And unless Jamaicans reject this path, unless you, the people, demand honesty, integrity and accountability, we will reach that destination. So just remember that I, Chris Porter, told you that picture this. A parliament filled not with lawmakers but with lawbreakers. And God knows where dons debate policies and drug lords decide your taxes. And that is not far off. So remember the phrase, Jamaica is a criminal's paradise. I coined it in 1993. And in 2025 the prophecy is being fulfilled. The question is, will you stand up to stop it, or will you watch as the criminals inherit the nation? Just remember that. So right now we are watching Isaac Buchanan, Jamaica descent criminals into parliament. My fellow Jamaicans, let me ask you this question. What happened to a nation when criminals are no longer on the outside looking in, but instead are sitting in parliament making laws that governs you, your children and your future? What do you say? Well, this is what happened when you have criminals like Isaac Buchanan in parliament. So tonight we must face a terrifying reality. Jamaica has just elected a twice convicted court dealer, Isaac Buchanan, to parliament. This is not fiction. This is not rumor. This is the cold, hard truth. A man who should be teaching our children about integrity, a man who should be standing as a role model of justice, is instead a criminal lawmaker. Yes, a criminal lawmaker. And I must tell you, this is not just a disgrace. It is the foundation of national destruction. The normalization of criminality. For decades, Jamaica has been struggling with crime. We bury our young. We cry for justice. Mothers lose their sons and children grow up fatherless. because of the cocaine trade and the violence it funds. And now what do we see? Instead of rejecting that culture, our people have normalized it. We have gone beyond glorifying criminals in musics and videos and funerals. We are now rewarding them with political power. This is the final stage of decay. When criminal does not fear the police, does not fear the court, but instead write law that control both. So Isaac Buchanan now, he control the police, he doesn't fear the police, and he does not fear the court, because he write laws that control both. Ask yourself, if criminals are lawmakers, who will the law protect? Let me rephrase it. Ask yourself, if criminals are lawmakers, who will the laws protect? The law-abiding citizens or the criminal class? Well, if you don't know the answer, I'll tell you. It will be the criminal class. Remember, criminals are the one that prey on the law-abiding citizens. And East Portland had give us the criminal lawmaker. So Isaac Buchanan is a Timon, a rear admiral, which is a dangerous symbol. Let us not be fooled by laughter and mockery. Isaac Buchanan is not just a puppy show. He's a symbol that crime pays. A symbol that you can poison generations with cocaine, destroy lives, serve prison time, and then walk into parliament to shake hands with the same police officers who once hunted you. When people call him Timon or Rear Admiral, it might sound like a joke, but make no mistake, behind that joke lies the normalization of destruction. This is the same strategy criminals use worldwide. Wear the mask of comedy while pulling the strings of tragedy. History teaches us a dangerous lesson. When criminals enter politics and government, violence becomes law, and law becomes violence. Look at Colombia during the Pablo Escobar years. Look at Mexico, where narco politicians turn entire towns into battlefield, and now Jamaica is on that very path. When Escobar entered parliament in Colombia, he built schools and houses, but behind the smiles he unleashed death and thousands. Jamaica is now celebrating his own version of Escobar walking into Garden House. And if we don't wake up, we will pay the same price. More blood in our streets, more coffins, more destruction. The betrayal of the people. This did not happen in secret. The people voted for it. Let that sink in. Ordinary Jamaicans, some for a handful of cash, some for false promises, decided that their future was worth less than 15 grand from a convicted court dealer. And in doing so, they handed the keys of parliament to a man with a criminal record. This is not only a betrayal of honest and hard-working citizens of Jamaica, it's a betrayal of every victim of cocaine trafficking, every addict who died, every family destroyed by the drug trade. And let me be clear, the people who made this choice are digging the grave with their own hands. The international shame? How do you think the world sees us? Jamaica, already labeled as violent, already scarred by the scars of drugs and crime, has now taken an unprecedented step of electing a convicted court dealer to be a lawmaker. When investors look at Jamaica, what will they see? When tourists look at Jamaica, what will they think? Jamaica is a criminal's paradise. When honest Jamaicans abroad defend their homeland, what can they say? They can't say anything. They can't say nothing. This is not just a domestic crisis. It is an international disgrace. If we allow this president to stand, do you know what will come next? Murderers will run for parliament. Extortionists will demand to be placed in Senate. Gunmen will sit on committee writing laws and crime. Do not laugh. Do not dismiss this as exaggeration. If today a convicted court dealer is a lawmaker, what will tomorrow bring? The message to every young boy in the ghetto is clear. Crime is only profitable. It leads to political power. That is the most dangerous lesson any nation can teach. The silence of intellectuals. We are the church leaders. We are the university professors. We are the NGOs who love to talk about human rights. They are silent. They are complicit. Because when crime benefits their friends, when criminals wear suits and drive SUVs, suddenly morality disappears. The silence of the so-called intellectuals is louder. Is a louder crime than the ballots that elected Isaac Buchanan. Jamaica now stands at a crossroad. Two paths lie before us. One leads to law and order and progress. The other leads to chaos, bloodshed, and ruin. With every vote for criminals, we march further into destruction. With every cheer for men like Buchanan, we sign another death certificate for an innocent Jamaican. This is not politics. This is life and death. My brothers and sisters, I must speak plainly. Jamaica is at war. Not a war of bullets, but a war of values. Do you want your children to grow up in a country where criminals make the laws? Let me ask you that. These people in East Portland, not only that they are yameds, they are duppy bats, licky, beggy, wanga got criminal-minded people, country people who used to be conservative and law and order people, but now they are lazy, socialistic, entitlement, beggy, licky, wanga got, and they have been back forwards. If your man give them a cup of Hennessy to drink. If not, then you must act. Share this message. Speak to your neighbors. Tell your children the truth. Expose the lies. Because if we remain silent, if we shrug our shoulders and say, that's just politics, then we are preparing for our own destruction. Jamaica has elected a criminal lawmaker, a twice convicted court dealer, a Timan, a rear admiral. Unless we resist, unless we wake up, this will not be the last. It will only be the beginning. This is not entertainment. This is a warning. Share the video. Share this video and spread this message, because the value of our society and the future of Jamaica depend on it. How did we reach this juncture in Jamaica, where a convicted criminal is elected to become a lawmaker? What happened to a nation when criminals are no longer on the outside looking in, but instead are in Parliament making laws that govern you, your children, and your future? Make that sink in. Don't say it can't happen, because it has. So now we have shown you that Jamaica is a criminal's paradise. You have right there Buju Banton and Isaac Buchanan. And I have termed another term that I coined, Jamaica's two honest criminals. Both men went to prison for cocaine dealing, and both men are put on pedestals as role models. Don't you see that Jamaica is going to hell? I had warned the government for years about this man, the precedent that they have taken to give people clean fingerprint records, expunge their criminal records. Once you're doing that, people are thinking, if I commit a crime, do my time, after 5 years I can have a clean police record. You're setting up the youth for destruction. So now Isaac Buchanan arrived, one of the most powerful men in Jamaica, a convicted criminal. What is to prevent the youth from my community of Concrete Jungle, Jonestown, Waterford, Gregory Park, Spanish Town, Canton Spring, Grand Spring, from committing crimes and in the long run become a lawmaker like Isaac Buchanan? There's nothing there to stop him. So now we have crossed the Rubicon and Jamaica is in serious trouble. As a nation, we might be moving forward in some way, but right now, we're on that cliff. And who wants to go over can go, but I will stay right here and watch. Have yourself a beautiful day. Jamaica, Young Police Channel, out.